So a shaman told me that when you're at these old archaeological sites, that if you put your ear to the ground, you can hear the spirits of the people that used to be here still walking around. So shh, I'm really trying to listen. This is Steve, the traveling gringo, all over Mexico, and today I am in Guanajuato, really trying to help people live their best life and spread a positive message. And so today I am at Peralta, which is a zona arqueological, an archaeological zone. So this is an area where 4 different people groups, they believe, have probably inhabited this area. So we're gonna go check it out and explore. So come along on the adventure with me. And by the way, a shaman really didn't teach me how to listen to spirits, but you never know what you're gonna find in these old places. Let's go have some fun, let's explore. So we are finally found an entrance into this place. So let's see what we find. Oh, this is badass. Oh, super cool. So down here in this little valley is where they had all the ceremonies, the rituals, the sacrifices. So whenever I'm at these archaeological sites, I oftentimes just think about, like, you know, kind of their everyday life, where there's such an emphasis on just kind of the day-to-day needs, right? Like, you know, whether you're planting crops, whether you are out hunting, it's really just about kind of taking care of those needs of the day, really more of a in-the-moment type of living. And I'll tell you, there's so much power. You know, Eckhart Tolle, when he wrote The Power of Now, there's so much power in really centering in on this particular moment. Here's kind of why, or here's how that's, you know, how that kind of works. So we're really living in a eternal present. Because when we talk about the next moment or planning for the next moment never comes, because when we're there, it's now the present moment. And so when our energy and our focus is always on the next moment, then we're never fully engaged in this present moment. There's really 2 main things as to why people stay miserable in their life. 2 mental faculties that you have. One is your memory, and the second one is your imagination. So think about this. You're thinking about some past traumatic event. You know, Jimmy called me a jerk and said my butt looks fat in these jeans, right? That's the basic level, or a very, very extreme level of, you know, PTSD, traumatic type situations in life. So the memory, those things are haunting me. I'm not getting over those things. I'm living in the past. Or your imagination, I'm living in the future. What's going to happen next month? How am I going to pay my rent? Am I going to end up on the street? And so our mind really plays tricks on us. In other words, in this present moment, I really have no problems. Now, I might have a circumstance or a condition, but if I can stay in this moment, I don't really have any problems. It's when I allow my memory and my imagination to run wild. And that whole imagination, you have to realize that 90% of the things that people worry about never even come true at all. And so it's just wasted energy. Worry, so much worry about things that just really don't have a significant impact in our own lives. Now, I'm not talking about not taking action. I'm not talking about we should just sit around and be in this moment and let, you know, our lives fall apart. No, obviously we have to take action. But when it comes to our state of mind, we allow our mind to run wild, which is what creates all this havoc. And then we're not even as clear to take the action that we want to take. Again, my favorite quote of all time that I quote a lot comes from the book The Monk That Sold His Ferrari by Robin Sharma. And he said that the mind is a wonderful servant, but it's a terrible master. So when we allow our mind to just run and run and run and run, and how do we really solve that? This really comes back to understanding who we are, understanding that we are co-creators with God, that we are created in the image of God. When we understand that we're not these thoughts we're having, that that's just the subconscious pre-programming that we have instilled. And when we understand who we are, and we can step back and observe, to be kind of the watcher, the observer of these thoughts, rather than let them control us emotionally, it produces such freedom in our life. And that's when we can truly have peace, truly have happiness, truly have joy, when we understand who we truly are. So most of you know that follow this channel know that I am all about the positivity. I just really want to spread a positive message to as many people as I can. So here's how you can help me do that. All you have to do is take that little finger and smash that like button, because that affects the YouTube algorithms and that helps get a positive message to more and more people. We want to be able to build up and inspire as many people as possible. And if you're at the like button, you might as well leave a comment, introduce yourself, tell me where you're from. All those things help me greatly, and so I highly, highly appreciate it. With that, guys, peace out. I'm the Traveling Gringo. Have an amazing, amazing day.